as you can see, I'm on my own this week. My poor wee co-host has phoned in sick. Although between you and me, I think he slept in. Anyway, what's on the show this week? Well, Gavin, before he got sick, spoke to Sandy McKurdy from Perth and Kinross Council from the business growth team about the Perthshire Business Week. And I had the lovely job this time of our favourite food. We went to Provender Brown and I was with Diane Brown, the proprietor, and I got to taste some of the most beautiful things there. So that was lovely. That was really enjoyable. And also we had Sarah MacDonald from Mac Posh, the boutique in the Perth High Street, and she was in chatting about what to wear on Perth Ladies' Day at Scone Racecourse. So, as Gavin would say, it's on with the show. So racing season is kicked off, so that means it's all go at Scone Racecourse, and it's all go on the fashion front as well. And I'm delighted to be joined by Sarah MacDonald from Boutique Mac Posh. Welcome, Sarah. It's lovely to have you to the show. So Ladies' Day is approaching. So when is it exactly? Remind us.
Not far away at all. This Thursday, 17th of May.
Very good. So what should we wear?
Well, this year it's all about the colour. So you want to go for your lemons, your bright orange, your cerise and your coral.
Right.
We've got some beautiful dresses by ranges called So Couture and Hybrid in store at the moment. They're really fitted pencil dresses and luxurious fabrics that really emphasise the female shape.
Lovely. So, I mean, that's very flattering, and that's what every woman wants, isn't it?
They do.
The hourglass figure.
They give you curves in all the right places. They're gorgeous dresses to wear.
Very good. And also they're quite supportive, aren't they, as well?
They do. They really hold you in as well.
Yeah, so help your posture.
They make you feel fantastic when you've got them on.
Very good. And somebody I know admired one that you were wearing, didn't they?
We did. We were very excited to go and have a night with Mary Portis at our launch of our new concession in House of Fraser, Glasgow, a few weeks ago, and we both wore, myself and Tracy both wore a So Couture dress, and she was loving the dresses.
Lovely, how nice. It's not very often you get feedback like that.
I know, it was
very
a brilliant
good.
night.
So, say you don't want to wear a strong colour, what else could we wear?
Perfect trend for the races is the summer floral trend. I can guarantee we'll see an array of designs this year.
It's very flattering as well, florals, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
We've got some really cute little summer dresses in stock at the moment as well from Love and Hedonia, or again you can go for the more sophisticated look with So Couture as well. So you can't go wrong with the floral trend.
Very good, excellent. And what else is there?
Another huge one that keeps coming back again and again is the maxi dress.
Yeah, I like the maxi.
Everybody loves the maxi dress. You can throw it on with flats or a wedge. It always looks just that effortlessly chic look.
Yeah.
And again, another take on the maxi dress we've got in at the moment is the high-low maxi dress.
Now, what does that mean?
It's kind of just as it says, it's shorter at the front and then the longer hemline at the back. And it's just a bit more of an unusual take on the dress, but it is still striking. Very
good, and as you say, it's striking because that is unusual, but flattering as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Very good, excellent. Now, you mentioned about flats or wedges, and often footwear is a problem when you're at the racecourse because, let's face it, the weather we get, well, the ground is quite soft. So what do you recommend? No skyscraper heels or what?
Well, that's up to personal taste. I would probably still wear my skyscrapers, I have to say, but obviously you want to be stylish as well as practical, so wedges are always a good option for comfort as well.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to wear a heel, a chunkier heel.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't get stuck in the mud, which is never an attractive look.
So practical, stylish, but also I would imagine very comfortable. Because it is a long day at the races, isn't it?
It is. There's nothing worse than having sore feet.
I know.
I've been there.
Yes, I know. Now we mentioned the weather. Now, you've no control over that.
Unfortunately, no.
I wish. But one thing, when I was in your store the other day, I did notice, and I thought, what a fantastic idea, because you have your lovely little outfit on, and the weather's terrible, but you had some beautiful umbrellas. Tell us about them.
We do. We've got some gorgeous umbrellas in stock from Love Umbrellas at the moment, which they do a various collection of colour, they do styles. We've got some gorgeous love heart shaped ones which are really different.
That's the ones I saw, they were beautiful.
Come in an array of colours. We've got some little cute bows on them, so just they really kind of that finishing touch for your outfit.
Yeah, and practical as well.
Absolutely.
So you can still look gorgeous, but you're not going to get too damp, when you've got one of them. Now, where can we find you at the racecourse?
Well, we're very excited. We're going to be in the Pretty in Pink tent this year.
Right, and what does that mean?
It's a big pink marquee. The whole theme is pink. It's all in aid of breakthrough breast cancer.
Very good.
We're aiming to raise as much money as possible. Throughout the day we'll be holding fashion shows. So we'll have some gorgeous models who are getting their hair done by Copperfield's artistic team.
Very good.
Kirsty McPherson's doing the makeup, and of course they'll be showing our clothes, so they'll be looking gorgeous. We'll also have on the day, we'll have a stand where we'll be selling some of the products we sell. You can still carry around with you, not too bulky. So you've got your Lawrence Tan, your lashes, the umbrellas that we talked about, crystal couture bangles, and the new trend, which is the sleep rollers.
Now, what are sleep rollers?
Sleep rollers, well, you'll see them on Desperate Scousewise and The Only Way is Essex. It's basically a Velcro roller that you can sleep in, and when you take them out in the morning, you've got big bouncy locks.
Wow, do you think I could do that with mine?
I think we could give a trial on you, definitely.
Oh, that would be good fun. So what else is going to happen on the day? What other things are going to go on?
Well, also throughout the day, obviously one of the highlights is the best dressed, best hat.
Everybody loves that one.
That is one of the big highlights, definitely. And there's a new prize for 2012, which we are very excited about, which is best celeb lookalike.
Oh wow!
So Mac Posh are sponsoring it, and we are also judging. So if you see us about, come and say hi.
Right, I will.
And the prize for that is you can come into Mac Posh, pick the dress of choice that you've maybe seen on your celebrity, get your Lawrence Tan and lashes, and you've got the full celebrity look.
Fantastic! That's a great prize, isn't it?
It should be good fun.
That's really lovely. Now I know you're running a special promotion. Tell us about that.
We are, with it being our first year for Ladies' Day, what we've decided, if you log on to Perth Racecourse website, and click on the link, there is a 10% discount voucher for Mac Posh that you can use towards your Ladies' Day outfit.
Very good, that's lovely. Now, how long have you been trading now in the high street?
After about 7-8 weeks now, so not too long.
No, it's not long, but you've had great success, especially on Facebook, haven't you?
Facebook has been fantastic for us. It's been nice to actually meet some of the names behind Facebook who've been supporting us, but we're now up to about 1,500 and just over that, 1,500 likes.
That is really, that is amazing in just a few weeks. That really is lovely, especially in the current financial climate.
I know.
You know, it's a brave step to be opening a shop, a boutique in the high street. So all the best to you and Tracy.
Thank you.
I know you work really hard there and you're doing a great job. And I also know you're involved in, well, there's something special that's being launched, yes, in the next few weeks. So we'll not say anything yet, but we wish you all the best with that. And thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about what we should be wearing on Ladies' Day at Scone Racecourse. Thanks again, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Fairways provide cost-effective HR support, from contracts to recruitment, health and safety to training. Fairways, working with you, for you. Visit fairways-uk.com or call Perth 632 561 for a free consultation.
I did it Fairways.
Our favourite food feature has been invited to taste some of the tasty delights available here in Delicatessen Provender Brown, and I'm delighted to be joined by Diane Brown, proprietor. Diane, how long have you been trading here in George Street?
We've been here for 7 years now. We've been opened in March 2005.
Very good. Now I'm sure you've seen people's tastes change over the years. Have people asking for different things?
Yeah, definitely. It sort of evolves all the time, and I think people have become more adventurous in their taste, which I think is partly that they trust us more. You know, as the years have gone by, if we have something exotic on the counter, people sort of want to try it now and really encourage them to taste and yes.
Plus people go away on holiday, and often when they come home, well, they want to kind of bring a bit of that holiday or keep it going, don't they?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Of course, the problem with that is that it never tastes the same here when it's pouring rain outside.
But you can help them a little bit.
Sitting in a bar in Spain somewhere. But yes, I mean, we often have, more often than not, we have things that they've tried in Spain and Italy and Greece.
And also beautiful Scottish food you have as
lots
well.
Of beautiful, we have a lot of local produce as well, actually. It's a real sort of hodgepodge of very local and quite exotic.
Very good. And cheeses and hams and all that sort of
Yes,
stuff.
all that. Local hams from Puddle Dub, but also hams from Italy, Germany, Spain.
Lots to choose.
Yep.
And this is a bit of an Aladdin's cave, this shop, isn't it? Because when I was looking around, there is so much to see and to ask for and taste.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, I haven't counted all the number of stock items we have, but the last sort of approximation I did, which was years back now, we were well over 2,000. Yeah.
Well, this is my favourite bit. It's when we actually get to taste some of the foods that Diane has on offer. So this lovely platter of food is some of your favourite food, Diane, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So talk us through, what have you got here?
Right, well, one of our best sellers, and I just love them, these Gordel olives, which come from near Seville in Spain. Big, juicy, beautiful olives. Fantastic. Would you like to try one?
Yes, they look absolutely amazing.
There you go.
Thank you very much indeed. And I love olives too. I'm an olive fan.
Well, I think even for people who don't like olives, these ones are not over olivey, if that makes sense. They're really quite sort of meaty.
They are just going to say
meaty,
isn't it? That's the word to describe them.
Fantastic. They are best sellers by a long way. Once people try them, you just get absolutely hooked on them.
They are beautiful.
So
what else have they got here?
So we've got little tomoroso. These are Sicilian cherry semi-dried tomatoes, which are great on a platter just like this, or for mixing through a salad.
Right.
Much sort of sweet.
I just love my job.
So do I. much sweeter than sun-dried tomatoes.
Yeah, because sometimes sun-dried tomatoes can be a bit
sharp, a bit dry. They're great for cooking with, but for nibbling on, these are so much nicer.
And you could eat loads of it.
Yeah, you
could.
So
tasty.
Absolutely.
Fabulous.
And then we've got this venison salami, which is Scottish. It's made with Scottish wild venison. It comes from Roybridge.
Now, I've never heard of venison salami.
Yes.
I like salamis, but I've never heard of venison salami.
It's more of sort of recent invention, really. It's all part of the sort of British artisan food scene where British producers are getting copying their counterparts on the continent.
Yes.
Experimenting with making salamis.
But it makes
and that
perfect
sort of thing.
sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yes. So try this. It's just beautiful. It's so moist. It comes from Great Glen Game in Roybridge, which is outside Fort William.
That is lovely. That is really beautiful,
isn't it?
And what I like about venison is it's low fat.
Yes, it's very good
and
for
it's
you.
Healthy,
very good for you. All Scottish wild venison, so it's come off the hill.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
It's part of an antipasti platter like this. Fantastic.
Yeah, that is really lovely. I've never tasted anything quite like that before.
No, it's got quite a strong flavour, hasn't it? But beautifully moist.
Really,
with
it's a moistness in it.
Yeah, fantastic. And then by contrast, this is a Spanish salsicon, Iberico de Bellota, and this one's quite special too. It's made from pork that comes from Pata Negra pigs, which is a sort of traditional variety of pig, more like a wild boar. They've got black hooves, which is what the Pata Negra literally means, black hoof. And these wild pigs graze on what's called the Dehesa, which is a plateau of plains and hills in southwestern Spain, and so they can walk hundreds of miles over the course of the fattening process. So the meat's very, the muscle has really developed.
That is lovely.
They feed on acorns, which gives the fats in the meat a really special property. It makes it more akin to olive oil, they say, in terms of, again
there's a real richness in it.
Yeah,
isn't it? Very, very rich. Tastes totally different from the venison salami.
Very.
And as you say, it does taste very Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
is
is
beautiful.
It is.
Absolutely beautiful. This is my kind of plate as well. Now, what is this?
This is Gorgonzola dolcificato. So it's a sweet gorgonzola. It's one of our just sort of stars of the shop. I absolutely love this.
Because a lot of people don't like that kind of bluey cheese. Do they?
The number of people who come into the shop and say, "Oh no, I don't like gorgonzola," and we sort of press them to try it because it's so different from the gorgonzolas that you might buy in the supermarket. And the number of people we've converted onto it is just fantastic.
Very good.
You must try it. You must try it. It's just. I probably need a spoon actually, Vyvyen.
I can manage. My sampling job, I can manage.
Would you like it on the milk tea?
Oh, that is so creamy.
Sweet and creamy, and you get the slight sharpness of the blue, but it's not at all overpowering, is it?
That is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Really beautiful.
it's just one of my absolute favourites.
And you know, I can see you've got oatcakes there, but on oatcakes with a nice big dollop of chutney, and I see you've got lots of different chutneys here in the shop. Huge selection. That would just be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Or with a little bit of ripe pear as well, just fantastic.
And of course a glass of red wine.
A glass of red wine, a nice hunk of bread, and you're sorted.
Beautiful. Now what's this cheese here?
This is gorgonzola, and sorry, it's not. It's Gruyere.
Gruyere.
It's cave-aged Gruyere, and I wanted to show you this, Vyvyen, because I think a lot of people associate Gruyere with cooking.
Yes, they do. I would grate it into a flan.
No, well, this would be completely wasted. I mean, it would be fantastic for cooking, but a waste because it's such a beautiful cheese.
Okay.
This has been aged in sandstone hills just outside Lucerne in Switzerland, and that aging process. If you can see the cheese, I don't know if you can see if you zoom in the little white dots.
Yes,
there.
I do. Is that like crystals?
These are little tartazine crystals which form when the cheese is maturing, and it gives it a lovely sort of
very nutty.
You get this, it's nutty and fruity, and you get this slight little crunch from the crystals, which I just love.
That is lovely.
Isn't it beautiful?
And that does taste different to, I mean, I really like that kind of cheese, Gruyere cheese, and that does taste different.
Yeah, it's just got so much depth of flavour. When you get all sorts of Gruyères, all sorts of Gruyères, different qualities and different, it just depends off how long they've been matured as well.
Because I would normally, as you said, just buy it for cooking. I wouldn't think of putting it on a cheese board, but you would that.
Yeah,
That's absolutely delicious. Now we've mentioned the oatcakes. They've become so popular, haven't they, over the last few years?
They really have, and it's been lovely to see because there's been so many artisan producers have set up all over Scotland, each making their own variety of oatcakes. These particular ones are Perthshire oatcakes, and they're made in Crete. We've seen it,
so many different flavours and types of oatcakes.
Absolutely, yes. Now everyone has their favourites, so of course we don't like to let anyone down, so we just have to keep bringing in more and more. So.
And it's really good because they're so healthy oatcakes, aren't they? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're a great little on-the-go snack.
Yes.
And I noticed you sell soup here in the shop, so it's the sort of thing you could have soup and oatcakes.
So soup and sandwiches and takeaway coffee. Yes. The next step will need to be, Vyvyen, that we get oatcakes being exported, so instead of always bringing things in here, it'd be nice to see
Exporting over to
oatcakes and venison salami and so on in Spain and Italy.
That's right. Well, that's fantastic.
Well, in a number of the Perthshire Online TV news rounds recently, we've been referring to the Perth and Kinross Business Week. It's the first time that we've had a Business Week in Perthshire. It's been organised by the Business Growth team from Perth and Kinross Council. I'm delighted today that we've got Sandy McKurdy from the Business Growth team here with us. Sandy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Sandy, for the viewers that don't know about the Business Growth team, can you give us a little bit of an overview? What are the objectives? What does the team consist of? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Right. Well, the Business Growth team's fairly new. It was only set up last year, and there's 4 members of it who are in the business advisory team. The idea behind it really is to help businesses grow in Perthshire. So there's 4 of us. 3 of us have got a background in businesses, running our own businesses. One of us has got a great deal of experience in business advice. The idea behind it is to offer a free service, one-to-one client focused. So we're very much into helping individual businesses and what they need to do. If you can use a medical analogy, some people describe us as GPs. We are there as a sort of GP to help in general ways, although we've got a lot of specific knowledge. But if we haven't able to help them in ourselves, then what we can do is refer them to other people. Absolutely.
Businesses that are in existence that are looking to grow.
Absolutely. Yes, it is about growth because that's there are a lot of businesses out there who see opportunities and want to grow, and maybe we can help them with a process to get that in place, really.
Great. So, Business Week, It's the first one. Where did it come from? What was the background to that? What do you see has been some of the objectives of it for the?
Well, it's quite interesting because really when I joined the team last December and we had a meeting, the team's really made up of myself, who covers Kinross and the Carsagowrie, Andrew Webster covers Perth, Fraser McGowan covers right across from the west to the east of Perthshire, and then Finlay Kerr covers Highland Perthshire. We had a meeting back in December discussing what we could bring to the party in other ways, not just from one-to-one consultations, and we mooted the idea of a business day or a business 2 days, and it really grew to a week because we felt that in such a challenging business climate, we felt that we could bring in a whole week's worth of seminars, speakers that were going to help the businesses to look at themselves in different ways and hopefully take action and go forward from that.
And what week is it in June?
Well, it's from the 11th to the 15th of June.
15th, and it's based
at Dewar Centre, yes. So we've done an awful lot of work pulling the whole thing together. Andrew Webster was the main driving force behind it. So really, we're pretty well there. We've started to get people booking into it. It's all free, so there's a real buzz about it, I think.
How many have you got registered so far?
We've got 500 people. We were looking to get 100 people a day turning up during the week, and we've already exceeded that.
That's fantastic.
But we've got plenty more spaces still to fill, and we've got 4 weeks still to go.
So call to action is?
Yeah, call to action.
Google and Google.
Well, if you Google
Business Week or Perthshire Business Week.
Absolutely, one or the other. Perth and Kinross Business Week, and it'll take you through to the site where you can book in.
And you can register online.
Absolutely.
So you've got the calendar for the week, Sandy.
Yes.
Give us a brief overview quickly on each day, because I know there's different topics for each day.
There are, because as you can imagine, as business advisors, we are finding people who have got different challenges in their business, so we felt that there was a need for the week. The first day is really about planning for growth.
So you've aligned what you see as some of the business challenges from your clients, or when you're out and about, and actually said, well, this is what the structure of the week should be to sort of aid and assist.
Yes, and if you look at the first day, and we're talking about planning for growth, in a good way, some businesses see opportunities there, and they quite often identify that there's a bit of confusion there, and so what we can sometimes do is help putting a process in place, and really that's what's come out of this planning for growth. I mean, we've got Bill Jameson coming, who's the executive editor of the Scotsman. He's always very interesting, looking at the long term, what's going to happen over the next 2-3 years, which is really important. We've got a great guy called Robert Craven, who is being described by Financial Times as an entrepreneurial guru, and he talks a lot of common sense. So it's not the theoretical side of running a business, it's very much about hands-on, what can really help, what action can business owners take. We've also got a guy called Ronnie Ballantyne, who's also a great speaker in terms of hands-on running a business, what can be done. And I think it's really a chance for businesses to say, where are we now and where do we want to get to?
And what can they do? It's not, I mean, the great thing is that you're walking away with a lot of good ideas based on people's experience, rather than just feeling you've been presented to them.
Absolutely, and I think what the speakers will really be saying is take action. And these are the areas that you can consider taking action, and I think that's what we're hoping to get from the first day.
Okay. So day 2?
Day 2 is financing growth. This is obviously a very challenging time in terms of finance, and I think this came out of 2 things. One is that we're finding clients who are finding it difficult to source finance, but we're also getting people saying to us, I've got some money, I want to invest it, I don't necessarily want to put it into shares. You guys in the business growth team get to hear about good clients. Can you tell us about any that would be interested talking to us? So it's really come out of a need from both sides.
So you did a bit of business matchmaking, investment matchmaking.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that's going to come out of that day. Finlay Kerr, one of the business advisors, has come up with the idea of the angel share, where we put businesses in touch with potential investors. And in the afternoon we've actually got 4 businesses that are going to present, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that.
So they're going to present looking for investment.
Absolutely. And it was interesting that it was quite easy to get these clients that were prepared to put themselves forward because they can see the benefit of it.
Because it's quite a circle, that, isn't it? Because it's not, when that situation happens, the business has got to be very aware of the potential impact that that investor might have in their business moving
Absolutely.
down the line, because it's not just about the money aspect, but there might be management control, there might be a
Yes.
whole lot of reporting in place that therefore means the business isn't, it's not just me, there's somebody else involved.
Absolutely, and one of the people we've got coming along is Jeff Bush from Highland Venture Capital, and there's going to be an expert panel talking about that very thing. What are the pluses and minuses about bringing in investment, and there also can be benefits if you're bringing in knowledge and skills at the same time. So I think that's one of the things that will be coming out of this, the Financing for Growth, is opening up the thought about what can people do. I think the other thing that's going to come out of it, there will be a session on how can you produce a plan that's going to turn on investors, because that would be quite important very important for people.
Yeah, because sometimes, depending on what the investors bring to the party and what they're looking to get out of it, that business plan can be business plan A, B or C, because it's got to be attractive to a different type of person.
Absolutely, and it's a bit like you said, it's a dating game really, and that's a good way of looking at it. Both sides have got to win.
And sometimes they can get 90% through the date and decide that they're not going to be payers.
Yes, but I think that's what we're trying to help the businesses to understand.
Yeah.
That if they're well prepared for what their objectives are, it makes it easier for them to make these decisions.
Yeah. It's year number 1.
Yes.
For the business week. So, objectives moving forward, do you see it as something that you'd want to run on an annual basis, or too early to say at this point?
I think it's too early to say, but I think what's been interesting about the business week, it has actually come out of what the business advisors have been doing anyway. It's almost like been a natural extension, and I think what we'll do at the end of it is say what's been successful, what's been less successful, what are the needs of the businesses, and it could change over time. But I think it is what we hope as well that comes out of this is that the business growth team are better known, and people realise that they can phone us up and say, I'm kind of thinking about expanding, not quite sure the way forward, can we have a chat? And I think that's the best way to start the conversations, as an informal conversation.
And there's 4 of you within the business growth team. You've got different geographical areas. You have, I think you have some regular surgeries actually in the areas that you look after as
Absolutely.
well.
I have a monthly surgery down in the Green Hotel in Kinross, and the idea behind that is to make ourselves very available for anybody to come and have a chat with us. Similarly, the other guys do the same sort of thing. So I think this is just the start, but it'll be interesting to see where we take it. We certainly don't want to be in the position where we just hold an event or a business week for the sake of holding it. This one's grown organically because we could see the real need for it, and I think the sheer fact we've had so many people signing on already seems to me to show that the need is there.
And you also want to have some innovation around that as well and keep it fresh. You've got to have the objectives. What could be a great format for this year? It could be the business week next year, but it could be a completely different beast altogether to some extent.
I mean, who knows? I mean, you could start thinking, we've got to be innovative as well, and then you could start thinking about maybe we do something virtual rather than something in a centre. Who knows? But I think it's a very interesting start, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. We've certainly created a lot of excitement.
Good. Well, listen, all the best.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll be there as well.
Great.
And it sounds a super event. So just for everybody to be clear, if you're looking to register for the event, there's 500 businesses at this point in time. There's still space, but Google Perth and Kinross Business Week or Perthshire Business Week, or I assume they could probably, the business growth team at Puller House.
Absolutely, so they can phone us up.
Catch up with Sandy,
Finlay,
Fraser and Andrew along at Puller House.
Well, thank you for joining us again for another show, and we love to hear from you, so please get in touch at the usual details, and we'll see you next week.